Hello everyone, I'm Sri Harsha from ICBM SBE, and today I would like to tell you a story of a person who is the best example for hard work, and he would also be an inspiration for people who wants to become entrepreneurs in future, because he has started from nothing in his career. Initially, when he has started his career, he was not even able to earn more than 1500 rupees. But now, right now, he is the owner of more than 20 outlets for perfumes in India, which shows his hard work and dedication towards his job. But initially, he never had any ambition towards his work. He thought of going with the crowd, doing things normally. But later, when he got progressed in different jobs, he came to understand the market, and he also thought of becoming entrepreneur. And the person's name is Sandeep Kapoor. And coming to the story of Sandeep Kapoor was born in Allahabad, but he grew up in Jodhpur, which is in Rajasthan. His father was a chemistry professor, and his mother was also a lecturer in a college. And initially, when he has completed his graduation from Jodhpur University, he did not understand what to do later. Then he thought of working in a photo studio, which was owned by his grandfather, because that photo studio was one of the famous photo studios in Kanpur in those days, and they used to distribute camera lens for giants like Kodak and Canon at that time. So he thought of working there, and he was really happy to work there because people will notice him that he is the owner of this shop, because being a grandson to the shop, he would be respected by each and everyone. But however, what happened was his grandfather wanted him to start from the bottom. He made him to clean the shop every day because he doesn't want. He wants him to work hard, and he wants him to start from the bottom so that he'll be able to understand the work and know business. But later he realized that what was happening, and then he took it as a challenge and worked there very hard. And that photo studio was owned by his grandfather since it was since 50 years back it was started. And then after working there for some 2 years or 3 years, then he realized that it was a time to move from there, where he got an opportunity uh, to work as a marketer in Nerolac Paints, where in Nerolac Paints he had to work for a salary of 1200 rupees. Initially, it was very hard for him to do so, but what he has done is he used to work in UP at that time. He went for the interview and was selected, and selling. And he used to go to each and every rural area in UP, and he has to convince the customers to purchase the paint, which is a very tough job, because especially to convince people in UP, that too in rural areas, it was a tough job for him to do so. But ultimately, he took that as a challenge and tried to do it in his way, and he was successful in doing so. But after working there for some period of time, he used to pass by an office called ITC, by a company ITC, and he always dreamt to work there. So one day he thought of going for an interview in ITC, and fortunately he got selected there. And within 1 week he got the appointment letter, and he started working there. Working in ITC was a great experience for him because he worked there for a period of 6 years, and within this 6 years he has learnt a lot, because especially ITC company is famous for its marketing strategies, because each and every day you will be seeing different products releasing into the market. ITC was basically a school of marketing at that time, because people who wants to be successful in marketing used to go to ITC. So even in ITC, Sandeep Kapoor was really successful, because he went through 4 promotions in the company, and everything went right when he was doing the job over there. But later, after 6 years, when he has worked there, he went through a magazine. When he was reading a magazine, he saw an article where it was mentioned a Russian company which was looking for a general manager. Basically the company was a tobacco manufacturing company. They used to import tobacco. Job was to bring saleable goods from India, and they used to manufacture tobacco in Russia, because basically the company was between the partnership of people from both India and Russia. So both the people used to operate the company, and initially when Sandeep went to Russia, he faced many troubles. Like he was not familiar with the Russian language, so he faced a lot of troubles in communicating with other people, and also the weather conditions. It was very worse for an Indian to stay in Russia, because the weather is very cold over there, and these are some of the trouble and that he has faced. And after 2 years, he has worked there for just 1 or 2 years, and he was fed up with the work, and he almost thought of going back to his home. And he also got many calls from his old company ITC, asking him to join the company again. So ultimately he was in an exit mode to go back to the company. And one fine day he went to a restaurant to have a dinner, and somehow he met one person, an Indian, who was sitting beside him, and there was some conversation between these two. And he came to know that the other person, the Russian, is not a Russian but an Indian named Dinesh Singh. He ultimately, this conversation ended up giving Sandeep a job in a company in Russia. In Russia, for a long period of time, Sandeep had gathered many friends over there, and especially a friend called Tamin, who has offered him a stakeholder in the company, and also offered him some shares, where Sandeep thought that it was a time for him to quit the job and enter into the business world. And he has seen himself as an entrepreneur on that day, where he used to gather a lot of clients, and he took the responsibility of the company in terms of sales and marketing. He used to promote the products very well, so that once it was going really good. But what happened is the government of Russia has passed a law in that year, in 2004, where manufacturing of perfume was restricted, because the content of alcohol in a perfume is around 75%, where this alcohol is denatured, which cannot be used for drinking. But the government has found that many people are addicted even to this alcohol, which is spoiling their health, and also affecting their families, distracting the thought of just. So they have restricted the manufacturing of alcohol. So then what Sandeep thought was, he met the guy who used to supply alcohol to the company, and he said that he is going to manufacture the perfume from now, and he's going to be paid for what he has done. So it was really successful, and even to be cost effective, Sandeep used to import caps, bottles from China, which is really less in cost compared to those parts which are available in Russia. So it was really doing good. But later, after some time, he realized that the quality of Chinese products are really low compared to Russian. So he thought of starting a company in China where he can directly manufacture those bottles, caps. In 2006, Sandeep visited China for the first time, and he landed up in a city called Yiwu, which is near Shanghai, and it was a trading hub. And he thought of opening the manufacturing center over there, so that it will be really cost effective for him and for the company. So he started the office in China, where he used to appoint the localites to take care of the quality control operations in the company. Uh, Sandeep used to follow only one strategy, that is contract manufacturing route, because he never had a thought of starting a factory, because he never thought of opening a factory, because he thought that if he has opened a factory, his focus may be deviated from there, and it will not be successful for him. And his company's name was York International, which used to import and export perfumes to different countries based upon their flavors and the preference of the people. Standing in a perfume store in Jodhpur, and he thought of just smelling a fragrance of a perfume, but he was not allowed to do so. Then Sandeep came to know the gap between the market and the people. So as an experiment, he has started a perfume station in Jodhpur, his native place, and it was really successful. Initially, when he has started the outlet, he took the help of his brother because his brother was a chartered accountant at that time, and he used to take care of all the financial aspects of the company. And later, as it was successful, he used to earn at least 2 to 3 lakhs as sales per month. He thought of expanding the company, and he has extended it to different cities like Vijayawada, Udaipur, Jodhpur, etc. But he never went to metro cities because there was an assumption that customers in metro cities always prefer brand. They are always brand conscious because the perfume's price from the perfume station ranges between 250 to 1000 rupees at that time. So, as an experiment, he has also tried starting his perfume station in city like Delhi, but it was not at all successful because, as I told you before, they were very brand conscious, so they did not prefer it. So, he did not take away the outlet from the city, but he targeted customers in a different area. He started his outlet in a place called Rani Bagh, where he used to target many middle class people. In fact, even the initial failure in Delhi has been a great lesson for Sandeep Kapoor, and he has worked very hard on it and was successful, and he has launched the same outlet in different place in Delhi. So as it was running really well, there was a time where the value of the rupees coming down drastically compared to the Chinese currency. So there were some thoughts in Sandeep's mind at that time to change the export office and the manufacturing operations from China to India, because most often Sandeep used to stay in India compared to China because his native is in Jodhpur. So he thought of shifting the operations to India so that he can take care of everything. So as he has spread the perfume outlets to different countries and also different places in India, he used to take care of all of them. And he used to have a net worth of around $15 million per year. York International is doing a business of around $15 million per year, because it was a great achievement for Sandeep Kapoor, because initially he worked for a salary of 1200, and right now his business, his company York International, is earning around $15 million per year. And in that, most of the sales are from Russia and the remaining are from different countries. So what we have learned from this story is that person should always be creative, because let's take the example of Sandeep Kapoor. Whatever things or work he has done, he always thought in a different way. He has done in a new way. So that is why he was very successful, and I think that his story will be really helpful for the entrepreneurs, because there are many ideas that has come from this story which will help the entrepreneurs to build their career. That's all in brief about Sandeep Kapoor.